So we've had the Tomato Head go to the Chapter 6 map, we've had the Motel sign go to Reload, and now we have the Durburger Head go into Blitz. It does lead me to make the suggestion, where the hell has the Nom sign gone? Maybe it's in one of the game modes that we can't see. And what I mean by that is they're very well hidden wherever they are. Someone said something interesting in a comment about how does this affect like OG, and oh my god, by OG I mean Season OG in Chapter 4. And I completely forgot that OG, when the OG season happened and we had all the stuff riffed into the Chapter 4 map, they were all after Season 5. So obviously the Tomato Head was the Tomato Temple one, and the Durburger had the drift sign on it. Something to note down, but here it is. It's on the Blitz map. Look at it. There's the Blitz portal. There's the battle boss. It's actually on the Blitz map. Storyline's crazy. So we obviously, a week tomorrow, the visitor rifted out. The rift was red, and we thought, well, that may be a problem. But over the week, we've had the Tomato Head in Chapter 6, the Motel sign in Reload, and now the Durburger at the Blitz map. We still got asked questions where the Nom sign is and the Lonely Lodge sign. They have still not been located. They could be in Lego Odyssey. They could be in Lego Brick Life. If you don't know, because not many people know, because they don't play Brick Life. But of course, the spires are actually in Brick Life as well as the Odyssey modes. If you go into Brick Life, Superman's there with Robin, and he's like, "Come on the battle boss," and you just transport yourself to Odyssey. It's kind of a cool feature, to be fair. But I would say one of them signs must be in another game mode, and we just haven't seen it. But what's interesting, obviously the Motel sign was on the Venture map, and we did get certain reports saying that Venture was meant to be the map that was going to be rotated out for the Squid Game map to come in. But in the end, it became Oasis. And obviously we look at I'm just saying, if we look at the Season 5 Chapter 1 map, we obviously have Paradise Palms, the POI that Tfue used to land at all the time. Obviously that's on the map. So it does make me think, did that map go disappearing because half of it's about to rift in to OG? So that's very interesting, no? If Venture was to go out, they wouldn't have been able to do the Motel sign. They would have probably have done the Lonely Lodge sign or maybe the Noms sign. And arguably the Motel is more symbolic. There actually might be a Motel on the Oasis map, I'm not entirely sure. I feel like they would have forward thought about the Motel sign, so maybe that's where the sign would have gone. That's where the Lonely Lodge sign is. But we don't know because the map's not in rotation. But we could get the map coming back to rotation with Paradise Palms being replaced by another POI, because Paradise Palms and all the POIs that would be on the Chapter OG map, Season 5, is about to be rifted away from Oasis into the OG map. If they're connecting the other modes. Obviously, we now got the Durburger in Blitz. Tomato Head found. The Motel sign found. And now the Durburger. Nom sign and the Lonely Lodge sign still unaccounted for. So chat, in a space of 2 weeks, we're having 2 events and the end of the season. And a new season. And a new OG season. And a new Lego season. How is Blitz canon? Every single mode has always been canon. It's just, it's most of the time pretty vague stuff. Like even since Odyssey came out, there has been some dialogue that suggests Imagine Order presence or the Last Reality. And obviously the Storm Beast have been in there quite a while in Odyssey. Even if you look closely at even like Festival and Rocket Racing, as silly as that sounds, there is some sort of suggestion there is a loop effect in them modes. So to me, I feel like the modes have always been somewhat connected anyway. Like even Save the World. I know Save the World is obviously the first game, but there's always been a connection there. Like the Nothing, the big bad apparently of Fortnite, is in Save the World. This doesn't make sense. Why doesn't it make sense? It's just a rift the visitor has opened a rift, messed around, destabilized that reality, which causes rifts to open, which a couple things get sucked up when that happens, and then spit it out somewhere else in time and space. That's actually the only thing that does make sense to me. The rest of the stuff maybe doesn't make sense, but that's actually logical. That's actually lore we know about. We know how rifts work, so to spit them out in a different reality makes sense. Am I weird for thinking I prefer Battle Royale to have its own story? No, I get what you're saying. Condensed, nicely compact story. And it doesn't venture too much into over. I get that. I don't mind this, but I get why you would say that. Obviously, the anchor is rifting in to OG now, so that's the only thing that has began to rift in. Obviously, someone in chat will quote me if I'm incorrect, but I feel that's the only thing that is rifting in. I still think, because of this destabilization across all realities, caused maybe by the visitor, oopsie daisy, he's done it again. Maybe that explains how Tomato Temple will be a mid-season update in season 5, and something will rift in to chapter 6, or something will be created to make that temple and to explain that backstory. Maybe. Check Ballistic. I forgot about Ballistic. Actually, Ballistic has a lot of lore because of the explosive, the bomb. That's actually got quite a bit of lore involved. Must mean that every creative map is canon. You can, in your head, you can pretend that it's another reality, but obviously they're not controlled by Epic Games, so there's a good chance the other two signs are in unknown realities that we don't know about. Maybe they could rift to the chapter 7 map, and we actually, do they come back? Them signs probably come back, but they could rift out something new that didn't actually leave at the time, and then we completely forget about it, start chapter 7, and we're like, wait, is that not the thing? Because we presume the chapter 7 map won't be created. It would have already been existing, so we don't know. And that could be where the Viking ship came from, because it's meant to be a Norse mythology season/chapter. They rift to spring. Oh, damn it. Imagine if that's our first teaser for the mini season and something Simpsons related. Maybe if a donut rifts in from somewhere. I didn't think about that. That could be the case. Don Mustard said it before, it's all connected. I mean, well, yeah, I've never thought it wasn't even after the Donald Mustard era. Wait, how will the Durburger get sprayed this time, since it had the drift spray on it in chapter 1? We can't be sure if this is its final stop. It could rift back out and go somewhere else, and then go somewhere else, and then work its way back to OG. Num sign came back before with lots of cameras. Yeah, I think I remembered that. Yeah, I thought I saw an image a few days ago as well, and because I didn't really play around there, I was like, I'm not sure if that was the case, or someone just did that in creative. Older mini seasons canon, because I thought most weren't. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I know what you're talking about, because I had people say about OG and Remix not being canon, which, if that's what you're referring to, effectively doesn't really make any sense. But I've had people saying that before in chat because of what other people have said. If it happens in Fortnite, it's probably going to be somewhat canon. It just confirm all these props aren't rifted to their original destination. But it doesn't know. We're not sure if it was a direct path. This could still rift out of Blitz and then come back to OG with a spray on it because it was somewhere else in between all that. We know nothing to suggest that things only rift in once and rift out. If reality is completely destabilizing, they could probably rift in and out of several different realities multiple times. Actually, we do have some crazy evidence of that happening. And the only time in that happening, and if anyone in chat can tell me about something or someone rifting out of several realities and then forming back into one. Geno, when Geno started breaking apart, he went to several different realities before it ended up in reality 35. I swear Odyssey had something there. As I said before in the other video, Odyssey would probably be a bit more difficult because everyone's seed could be different, but I guess Fortnite could input something somewhere where it will be the same for everybody's seed. If these rifts are unstable, it actually does make it more likely that these props have multiple destinations. That's what I'm saying. So it changes nothing. Anyway, guys, yeah, Durburger on the Blitz map. Tell me down below in the comments what you think about that, theories and stuff like that, and tell me where the Num sign is and the Lonely Lodge sign is. Please leave a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Until next time, it's been your boy, Mr. JY. Till next time, bye bye.